Czechoslovakia, Slovenia, IPSF Switzerland, SPSA Slovakia, delegated to IPSF Switzerland, PSAT Thailand, TPAYC Turkey, BPSA United Kingdom, MPSA Malta, delegated to BPSA United Kingdom, APJ ASP United States, and FECO-F Costa Rica, delegated to APJ ASP United States. Did I miss anyone? Yep, it's being given out. As long as I called you out while you were at your table, you'll receive it. All right, once you have received your voting cards, please raise them. Both if you have delegated votes. "33 full members present and voting." 33 full members present and voting. Thank you.
Okay, we are going to start. Can I have a proposer to resume the standing orders proposed by IPF Portugal, seconded by ENSAPSO New Zealand? Those against this motion? Carried unanimously. We can continue with the next point, which is? Okay, for the next point, we are going to continue with the election of the chairperson of Media and Publication. For that election, we received 3 applications by Mr. Michael Ehike, Mr. Silvanus Manjala, and Mr. Nassim Berbiche. Do we have the candidates on the Zoom or videos?
Hello, IPSF. My name is Michael Ejike Anokulu from PANS, Nigeria, and I'm vying for the post of the chairperson of Media and Publication. Spurred by my ardent desire to contribute my quota towards setting up a system that not only fixes the issues currently plaguing the M&P portfolio, but also prevents future occurrences of such challenges, I did not hesitate to fill out this call form. I plan to incorporate my knowledge and skills of PHP, JavaScript, WordPress, and SQL databases, since this is what the bulk of the IPSF websites are built upon. I am also a proficient user of Photoshop, CorelDRAW, Adobe Premiere, and After Effects. I am confident that I will deliver because I have the required skills and experience. I joined the M&P portfolio, mandate after mandate, learning from Hossein, from Amira, from Josu, to develop my capacity to lead this portfolio. For so many years, I've volunteered and also worked as a freelancer for various prestigious agencies, brands, and NGOs. In the global IPSF team, I've served as a media committee member, the social media coordinator, and the IT manager. I also intend in the public health portfolio during my training in the IPSF Global Leaders in Training 2020. I won the best video entry in the WHSA Antimicrobial Stewardship Competition. In PANS, Nigeria, I manage the social media handles of the public health team. I also served in various committees as a member of the House of Reps, as the acting deputy speaker and the public relations officer of my university's chapter. Moving on to my plans. For the website, I want to set up an IT logbook. This way we can easily track the sources and potential causes of the various issues we face. 2. IT cheat sheet. This would be a documentation of all the errors that has been encountered in the website and how they were solved. 3. IT capacity pooling. Here I intend to make a group chat of willing previous IT managers to serve as a support system for newer IT managers when necessary. 4. I intend to improve our website's visibility by working on the SEO. 5. I intend to take serious steps towards setting up a proper backup system so we can easily roll back to previous versions of the website whenever we suffer serious hacks. For the branding, visuals, and creativity, I intend to create CorelDRAW versions of our current Photoshop templates for users who are better at CorelDRAW than Photoshop. In addition, I intend to create an opinion poll to get feedback from IPSFers with regards to M&P portfolio. For social media, IPSF history, I intend to make social media contents about previous IPSF ESCOs, the winners of various IPSF competitions in the past, as well as facts about IPSF history. So we don't just celebrate current ESCOs and competition winners, but also previous winners of these competitions and also previous ESCOs who have worked hard to bring IPSF to where it is today. Games, quizzes, and memes. This will include this or that quizzes or MCQs about IPSF or pharmacy-related contents like drug information, case studies, scenarios, etc. For the editorials, I intend to introduce some free tools such as Hemingway and some proofreader apps. In addition, a step-by-step video that shows how to proofread and edit a document, especially the way they are done in IPSF. I know that you want the best for IPSF. I promise to give my best. Bye-bye.
Thank you for the presentation. With the next.
Hello.
No, it's Silvan. The next applicant is Silvan, but
Hello everyone,
can we please stop
my name
the
is
video?
Silvanus Manyala from Kepsa, Kenya. I am the outgoing regional...
Can we please stop the video? This video has some edits that are not allowed. We are discussing here what if the video proceed or not. Clarification by AFOP. No, it is not allowed. Point of order by IPSF Exco.
Okay, so according to the rules, as per the official documents, sorry, Kishan IPSF Exco, according to the rules, as per the official documents, there should be no visible edits, meaning that there shouldn't be any animations, any like floating images or whatsoever. The only thing that should be in the video is the person's face, and it should be speaking. Other edits such as like we do allow cutting, like for example the snipping, but other than that we cannot have any video. We also can allow some captions because it will help the General Assembly to understand what the what the nominee is speaking, but besides that, no graphs, no pictures, no nothing. So unfortunately for Manyala, we are not able to play his video. We will need him to give his motivation through Zoom. I hope that's clear, everyone. Thank you.
TPIYC. Can I have a mic, please?
Franca Capis.
TPIYC, please.
Oh, that's
Mustafa, TPAYC. We would like to know why the video has been accepted in the first place if it does not comply with the rules. Thank you.
IPSF Exco.
Kishan IPSF Exco, we are obliged to accept all videos, but we will not play it if it's against the rules. Thank you.
Sahna Jaratwala from AEP Senegal. I wanted to know if the nominees were informed about the rules before submitting their applications. Thank you.
IPSF Exco. IPSF Exco.
Kishan IPSF Exco, it is written in the call for the executive committee document. So yes, they were informed. Thank you.
Okay, to continue, the nominees will have to proceed on Zoom. Silvanus, can you hear us and present your motivation? Silvanus, can you hear us? Silvanus, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you so much. You can start your 3 minutes, please. Your motivation.
All right, thank you. Silvanus Manyala from KEFSA, Kenya. So I've worked in the previous years in the position of publicity, media, publications, and communications in different capacities, depending on the name that they call them. Currently, I am the outgoing RMPO for IPSF Afro, and I want to take this opportunity to present my nomination bid to you, the GA. I believe that I have the experience so far, which is sufficient enough to be put into use at the global level. I've been in touch with the previous chairperson of media and publications and the one after before her, and I've since learned a few things that I think the federation would need. So I have a few plans that I shared on my nomination form, and I think you guys have gone through it. The few challenges that we have faced as regional offices, especially with the website, I'm looking at working together with the IT manager, of course, also the treasurer, to ensure that we sort out the mess that is there, and also ensure that the website is up to date with information that is very relevant to our members and our partners. In addition, editorials bit, I like to sort of restore the regular publishing of our bulletin, our annual bulletin, and our newsletters, so that our members can be well informed of what the activities that are happening in the federation and also how they can contribute to the same. I also added that we would work to improve the social media strategy. From my experience so far, I've seen we have
We have technical issues. Silvanus, can you hear us? Are you back?
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. You have 1 more minute.
Yeah. Sorry about it. I think I have an internet challenge. Yeah, but as I was saying, I believe that the plans that I have outlined in the nomination form are practical and can be put to use. Of course, I won't be working alone, and this would mean that the EXCO and the support from the media team would be very important to sort of bring back the glory of media and publications. There are a few challenges that I've mentioned in terms of social media management, website management, and then the publications bit, which I think we can work together to ensure that we bring back everything as it should be. I think I'll be open to questions, assuming you've gone through the nomination form.
Thank you for your presentation. Next, we have the motivation from Nasim. Nasim, please, can you hear us?
Yes, I do hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Could you please start your nomination, please?
My video doesn't contain any editing, any visible edits.
Sorry. Okay, we have the video first, Nasim. Do we have the video? Okay.
Hello everyone, my name is Nazim Berbish. I'm a 5th-year pharmacy student and the previous Regional Media and Publication Officer of the IMO region. I am applying for the position of Media and Publication Chairperson in IPSF Global. Why me? Well, I have 5-year experience in my local association ASEPA Algeria and 2 years experience in IPSF, in which I was the RMPO for this mandate. Moreover, I master most Adobe softwares such as Adobe Illustrator, Photoshop, InDesign, Premiere Pro, After Effects, and Dimension. I also have great IT skills which involves hard coding in HTML, CSS, and PHP, and managing CMSs such as Drupal, WordPress, and Flareon. My mandate as RMPO has given me the opportunity to know better IPSF structure, strategic plan, ODs, and its history. Additionally, I am trilingual in 3 of 4 of official IPSF languages, which are English, Arabic, and French. Let's move on to my plan. The 4 keywords of my vision are organize, improve, refresh, and innovate. First, branding. Reviewing IPSF branding strategy is imperative to establishing the Federation as a solid, recognizable brand to our audience. Moreover, merchandising is a project to be brought back. Merch such as tote bags, scarves, and pins are essential to promote IPSF spirit. Finally, I'd want to lay the foundations of the 75th IPSF anniversary through establishing an early media strategy and branding. Secondly, marketing. First, establishing a midterm and long-term marketing strategy based on data analysis. Second, initiate more media and publication exclusive projects to shift the media and publication committee from passive workers to an active asset for the federation. Third, improving the emailing marketing strategy via monthly newsletters, special editions, and updates about the federation's activities. Lastly, I would want to get our Instagram official account, IPSF.org, verified by showing consistent publishing and representation all over media. Lastly, team building. I would like to hold several trainings for each MNP committee according to the needs of the members. Also, I would like to organize several team buildings to improve the work environment and promote a healthy collaboration. Well, that's it for my plan. Thank you everyone for staying till the end, and see you soon.
Thank you for the motivation video. Now the floor is open for discussion. First on the list we have IPSA Lebanon.
Maria Onsi, IPSA Lebanon. Thank you all for your presentation. So the work in media and publications is quite demanding. So IPSA would like to know, how are you planning to finalize requests by the different portfolios in a timely manner, as well as to be consistent with your plan? Thank you.
Thank you for the question. First, Michael. Is Michael, are you there? Michael, can you hear us? Michael, can you hear us? Michael? No.
Yes, I can hear you.
Can you hear us? Oh.
Yes, I hear you. Can you hear me?
Michael, can you confirm you can hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Please, can you hear me?
Thank you. LPSA, could you please repeat the question? Can I have a mic to LPSA? Scrutineer, a mic for LPSA.
Test. Okay. Maria Onsi, IPSA Lebanon. Thank you so much for your presentations. So again, the work in media and publications is considered too much demanding. So LPSA would like to know, how are you planning to finalize requests by the different portfolios in a timely manner, as well as to be consistent with your plan? Thank you.
Thank you for the question. Michael, do you get the question?
Yes, I got the question.
Please.
Okay. So my last question that since I've worked on the global team in this portfolio for
3 mandates consecutively. In first, I've seen how rigorous the portfolio is and how most of the time we'll fall behind schedule due to from the very start of the mandate, because most of the time, from my experience, the early periods, like after the election, when we get in, we tend not to get started with handling projects that early, because most of the time, most of the team members are still in the forming stage and trying to get used to what the task is all about. So because I am very much experienced here, I'm going to make sure I speed up the process of learning, teaching the new team and helping them fall in line fast. Then I also maximize the task sheets.
Time's over. Just 1 minute. Next, Silvanus, could you please answer the question?
Yes, thank you. So with regards to finalizing requests in a timely manner and consistency, I've been in touch and in talks with the different portfolio heads. That's to harmonize the plans they have for the mandate, their plans in terms of the dates and the nature of the request that they have. And then together you can come up with a work plan that is media related, sort of customized for media and publications. And using that, create a calendar so that we have the plans sort of scheduled for when they need to be ready and when they need to be implemented. I have done this before in Afro, so I think it's practical. Thank you.
Thank you for the answer. Nasim?
Yes, is the audio okay? Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, it's clear. Please.
Okay, good. Thank you, LPSA, for your question. Well, indeed, MNP can be a bit overwhelming, and that's a challenge actually I wanted to tackle when I applied as RMPO last year. It's very simple, actually. It's really very simple. It gets us to my first point, which is organize, my first vision. And basically, it's about organizing, it's about planning, it's about, you have to schedule. For example, I had this annual calendar where I put every little detail of the events that I discussed with the RWG. And actually, it's about anticipating, it's about planning, it's about organizing, and that comes with experience. And well, last year in my mandate, we handled like 50, 50 projects, almost 6 projects a month or 7 projects a month. So I'm kind of used to a lot of pressure, used of this kind of, being overwhelmed with work, but it's really just about being organized and anticipating sometimes the work. Like you have to give the work to your members before it actually comes up sometimes. It's a bit abstract to explain.
Just
Okay,
1 minute.
That's pretty much it.
Next, we have on the list ASEP Algeria.
So I'm Qarat as Algeria. First of all, I would like to thank the 3 nominees for their nomination forms and their motivations. As you know, it is in the prerogatives of the MNP chairperson to handle the website, and this year had a very difficult year for the website as a whole. What would be your main plan to fix this in the most convenient time? Thank you.
Thank you for the question. We are going to start with Silvanus.
All right, thank you so much. So with regards to the website issue that has been facing the Federation, of course, the regional offices. So one of the things that I'd like to sort of start with is during the handover, get to know what has been done so far, because this is an issue that has spanned, I think, 2 years now with my experience so far. So during the handover, get to know where the solutions are, how far they've gone with regards to solving the issues, and then be in touch with the regional website managers together with the IT manager for the global federation. Then consult, find the solutions, and of course give feedback to the regional offices with regards to what is there currently, what the challenges are, and discuss on what we can do so that we restore the websites on our web pages. I'm thinking it's just about getting to know what has been done before and communicating this to the regional offices, and then together finding the solutions.
Thank you for the answer. Next, Nasim.
Okay, thank you, Asepa, for your question. Well, I'm very aware of the problem. Actually, I've been consulted by the past three media and publication chairperson about that. Actually, just to explain a little bit before giving my plan, it's actually caused because of a malicious plugin in Drupal, so it's the CMS we use to manage the website. And actually, those breaches allow hackers to actually hack our website, which then it's it just snowball to our subdomains. So basically, the plan is to work hand in hand with Typify, which is like the web host who works on the website for so long, to work with them, make use of their customer service. It's actually like 2,400 euros. So it's just money to get the website back in track. So yeah, the best is to work hand in hand with them to close those breaches and make sure that it just doesn't happen again. That's basically the plan. Thank you.
Thank you for the answer. Next, we have Michael. Michael, can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so I said that I'm currently the IPSF IT manager, and I can say for sure that the bulk of the problems that we faced this year has been understood by me. I know at the beginning of the mandate, I was not fully ready because it was a new environment, but I've been learning, and I can say for sure that the issues that are facing the website that face the website currently are basically because, one, the regional websites are built on WordPress, and those people that work on those WordPress install plugins, and most of these plugins are not very safe. There's no plugin that can be trusted 100%. So that is one potential source of the hacks we suffer. Then the second part is the Drupal. But as mentioned, but so far what we've done is migrate the website, the SCP database, and move it over to a specialized server with Typify. Only Typify has access to modifying the codes there. So that will not be a big issue now since we've sorted that one out. Then the one I'll be focusing on is the regional website, which are still hosted together. Hosting the websites together is a problem because when the regional websites... Okay, so my plan is...
Your time is over. Just 1 minute. Thank you. Next, we have a direct by IPSF Bulgaria. Dropped. Next, we have CCPSA Czech Republic.
Dominika, CCPSA Czech Republic. How do you envision the communication and the distribution of the work between the subcommittee members so different portfolios such as public health and professional development get their materials on time? Thank you.
Thank you for the question. We are going to start with Nasim.
Thank you, Czech Republic, for your question. Well, as I previously answered, to manage to get like the work in time, we have first to organize. So I plan to hold meetings with the chairperson in question, the coordinator of events, for example, the coordinator concerned, and just walk over the MNP proposal, talk about what's feasible, what is not, the deadlines, work with my coordinators, so imply them in the work. And it's just really about planning, about organizing. And again, it comes with experience. That's something I'm very familiar with in IMRO, again. So yeah, it's really it's very simple. It's about planning, about organizing, and about holding meetings, basically. I hope I answer your question. Thank you.
Thank you for the answer. Next, we have Michael.
Okay, thank you very much. So with regards to this, we have a task sheet in M&P portfolio, and the only thing, the primary rule and function of that task sheet is for the coordinators, various coordinators, to document every new task that comes in and then assign team members to work on them. So what I'm going to do is to make sure that the understanding of how this task sheet works is properly communicated early on. And then I'm going to create a tutorial of a tutorial on teaching the new VCC committee, since that's where bulk of the delays normally comes from, based on my experience, on how to use the pre-existing Photoshop templates instead of starting afresh whenever they want to make a design. This will help them respond faster. I'm also going to make some templates for CorelDRAW. So for VCC committee designers who are more used to or faster in CorelDRAW, they can use these templates instead and make designs faster. And I'll keep monitoring the teams and monitoring the task sheets to ensure that every mail that comes in are followed up as soon as possible. And for the social media team as well, I'm going to follow up them early enough, because when I
Thank you. Next we have.
Okay.
Next we have Silvanus.
Thank you. So with regards to communication, the distribution of work from the different portfolios. So at the beginning of the mandate, my core objective would be to have these consultative discussions with the various chairpersons, get to know their plans for the whole mandate, if possible, or on quarterly basis, and then discuss these while preparing sort of a timeline brochure or a timeline plan where we have the events, the campaigns, and the dates, and of course, the nature of the task that they are putting forth. In these meetings, we'll incorporate the visuals and creatives coordinator, the social media coordinator, to also share their plans and also see how feasible some of these are. And then you can together discuss on the timelines, the deadlines, and agree so that we have them sort of as a guide towards working on these tasks. So it's more of collaborations and more of the constant discussion. Thank you.
Can the candidates just have 1 minute, please? Remember this. Next, we have a diary by APHA.
Maria, APHA ASP. I just wanted to expand on Maria's comment about deadlines. We always set deadlines, we prioritize tasks, but those are not always completed. There's always delays or late tasks. I want to know how you will deal with delayed or late tasks from your team.
Thank you for the question. We are going to start with Michael, please, just 1 minute.
Okay, so from the very start of the mandate, I'm going to pick someone who I'll assign as emergency person in the social media committee, in the VCC committee as well. So I'm going to brief them clearly and explain to them the kind of issues that we normally face in terms of delay. And then I'm going to let them decide who will do this responsibility, so that whenever we're running short of deadlines, those kind of persons will come into play. And I'll also make sure I'm personally available all the time for any emergency tasks, especially when tasks overlap. And then we're going to be communicating with every other portfolio when they are sending their tasks, about giving them updates about the tasks that are overlapping. The bulk of the delays we face is usually because they are overlapping tasks sent the same period of time and having similar deadlines. So I'll try to space this out as possible by keeping all the portfolios updated on how busy we are and how free we are and how busy setting deadlines are, so they can adjust accordingly.
Thank you. Next, we have Silvanus.
All right, thank you. So with regards to the deadlines and beating sort of the tasks, this is what I've done before. I usually put 2 weeks sort of notice with the regional projects officer, and this would be the same with the regional with the chairpersons for these different portfolios. You have sort of a time period where you cannot submit a request, beyond which I can also maybe sort of just ignore. So 1 week usually for design and 1 week for promotion. So the latest you can submit a request or task is 2 weeks prior to the date when these are needed. So if you are working together with such, then it would be possible to sort of meet deadlines and lay out these tasks well. Thank you.
Thank you for the answer. Next, we have Nassim.
Yes, I have a clarification if it's possible, please. I need the clarification.
Can APHA repeat the question?
No, no, no. Actually, I wanted to know whether the question is about if the delay comes from my members or if the delay comes from the other portfolios. That's the clarification I want.
Can APHA clarify?
I would say from both, just deadlines in general, if they don't get met.
Did you get the clarification? Okay,
Yes,
please.
yes. Thank you. I'll be talking about my mandate as RMPO as a reference. Well, for my members, I always like evaluate the task and give it to the appropriate member. So if it's a difficult task, it will be a more experienced member. If it's an easy task with large deadline, I will give it to less experienced member and accompany him like along the way. We can always like, if we don't make it, we can always switch up projects, arrange the schedule. It's really like, it's about flexibility. It's about adapting to situation. Now, if it comes from the portfolio, also I have like, I wrote some guidelines for the RWG last year. There's some time limit, as Maniela talked about. Like for me, it's about 1 week to do a project. Past 1 week, like you really can do that in less than a week. So yes, that's basically about being flexible, but also like knowing how to say no, how to say stop from other portfolios. So yes, I hope it's clear enough.
Thank you. Next we have ASEP Algeria.
Test. So I've got ASEP Algeria. Test. So I've got ASEP Algeria. First of all, thank you for your previous answer. Now my question is more of a technicality. Can you explain to us the difference between Illustrator, Photoshop, and InDesign? Thank you.
Thank you for the question. We are going to start with Silvanus.
Thank you so much. So I'll be honest with you, I'm not conversant with the Adobe packages, but I understand that these are different packages that would help in designing depending on the project that you're working on.
Thank you for the answer. Next, Nassim.
Yes, thank you. So starting first with Illustrator. Actually, with Illustrator, you work with vector graphics, right? You have anchor points. You work with shapes, with curves, with lines, In Photoshop, you work with pixels. So you basically like edit those pixels. You work with bitmaps, what we call bitmaps, actually. InDesign is actually quite different from the two, so I'll be coming back to it later. In Illustrator, you deal mostly with, as I said, illustrations, vectors. You can draw with it. You can manipulate it however you want. You can change shapes. In Photoshop, you can change colors, edit the image. It's pretty much, it's really different. You have vectors and anchor points from Illustrator. You have bitmaps and pixels in Photoshop. And in InDesign, actually, it's just to manage way more easily text and just put pictures over there. It's really for text, for InDesigns. Photoshop pictures, Illustrator for vectors. That's summed up in 1 minute. Adobe 101. You're welcome.
Thank you. Next, we have Michael.
Okay, so basically, Photoshop I use for raster graphics, and raster graphics are kind of graphics that when you're creating them, the very size you start with, you cannot go beyond that, because if, for instance, you start up a design of Photoshop with 2000 by 2000 size, when you're exporting it and you're trying to print it on the larger screen, it will blur out. Unlike Illustrator, which is vector-based and not raster-based graphics, no matter the size you start up with in making your design, you can always scale it up when you want to show it on a bigger screen or print it on larger papers. As for InDesign, it's basically used for text editing, but with some sort of graphical elements, and you can use it for making things like magazines. So in general, if you're making logos, I suggest it's best suited for vector software like Illustrator. If you're making normal social media flyers that involve image editing and all of that, Photoshop. If you're making magazines for publications, InDesign. Thank you very much.
We have a procedural motion by BPSA.
Daniel, BPSA UK, we'd like to put a procedural motion to close the floor for discussion. Thank you.
Seconded by AFAP Austria. Those against the motion? Carry unanimously. We would like to thank the candidates for their nomination. We are going to proceed to the closed discussion. Okay, laptops off.